Hey, it's me, Riker. Today we're going to have a look at the Fields of Stone Wandering Balloon event. So, from the epic rewards, we can see a couple of faction scrolls and amplifying emblems. From the common rewards, we can see a bit of gold, blue and purple stones, EXP, and a couple of diamonds. So let's head in and see what the event's all about. So when we're inside, we can see a couple of blue and red lasers. Essentially, what they are, you have to move them to the correct position in order to counter each other by having one laser of an opposite color shining on another laser, and this will cancel out that laser, allowing you to pass through that specific area, as these lasers block off that entire row where you cannot move at all. But as we can see, there is a rail. Now with this rail, you can move the laser around to the correct position, and once you've moved it to the correct position, it will remove the other laser. And these lasers are spread out throughout the map, so once you have orientated them in the correct position, then you'll be able to progress through the entire map and claim all the rewards. Alright, so first we are heading over this side, then move the red laser once to the left, then you have to move it a second time, as you still cannot move through that area. As you can see, just like that, now you can pick up the first epic reward and you get a couple of faction scrolls. So now we have to just move the laser back and we have a free path to move onto the next area. So from my team, try and, if you can, mercenary really powerful heroes such as, in my case, Prince of Persia, Irons, Saurus, Lucretia, or any extremely powerful hero that can easily clear the entire screen with one ult or with a couple of their abilities. Additionally, what will help you a lot is having control heroes. So I'm using 3 control heroes, one being Prince of Persia. He can stun essentially 5 enemies at once. Then there is Pharao, who can fear 3 enemies. This causes them to be feared for a couple of seconds. Then there's Odin, who can group enemies up together, which makes it easier for Prince of Persia to deal damage and keep them under control. Another great thing to have is having a couple of sustain heroes in your team. So I'm using Lucius and Silas. Essentially, Lucius provides the shields. This allows my team to block and negate a significant amount of damage. Also, he provides a bit of healing, but most of my healing comes from Silas. Additionally, Silas can give my allies immunity, which allows them to essentially completely be invulnerable to that damage for a couple of seconds. Additionally, Silas's ult makes them deal more damage, so this usually happens to my frontline heroes, as they are usually the ones who are in melee range of the enemies, and they are the ones who take the most damage, being Prince of Persia and Lucius. Now, as you can see here, I'm easily able to one-shot the enemies, and always try and pick relics that specifically buff your allies. So I'm using 3 Graveborn, and in this case I've chosen a Graveborn relic, as this will significantly boost my team's damage and effectiveness throughout the entire event. Now, if for example in this case you lost a hero, you can always retry until you get the winning formation you want. Also, these events are not set, so every single time you fight the enemies, there will be a different encounter. So Pharao has a random chance of fearing 3 enemies. However, these 3 enemies are random every single time, so you can just keep on retrying until you get the 3 enemies feared that you need in order to easily progress through the stage. As you can see here, I chose a relic that buffs Pharao, and this allows you to fear 5 enemies at once using just one of his abilities. This is extremely powerful and makes him extremely effective in this event. Now, supports can sustain your allies essentially what this does, this allows them to be full health on every single fight, so you don't lose any of your allies and you don't have to swap in new heroes every single time you lose an ally. So it's always best to have at least 1 or 2 dedicated healers in your team. Now these healers can be anyone from heroes like Saurus, Namora, Rowan, any healer or support that can provide a significant amount of healing to your allies.